All right, welcome back to High Impact Flicks. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be going over this situation that happened to a man named James Humphrey in Virginia Beach at a business called GBRS Group. I know some other people have gone over it. I've got an update not only from the GBRS Group page that actually responded to this situation, but also from James Humphrey himself. He's released a video going into a little bit more detail about what happened. So I'm going to play some of this right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go along and in as unbiased of a manner as we can, not having a dog in the fight, not taking James Humphrey's side, not taking GBRS's side, not dogging GBRS or dogging James Murphy, because I see a lot of this kind of stuff going on. Try to be like an impartial observer, not even going out of our way to dog the Virginia Beach Police Department. I will make assertions based on what I see, and I will be asking a whole lot of questions. But I think that's what you have to do when you're reporting in an investigative way. There's a lot of emotion on both sides of these. People are like, I will never do business with GBRS again. They're just a racist organization that tried to oust a black guy and, besmirch his name. And on the other side, people are like, dogging James Murphy. So let's try to be balanced. The situation occurs when GBRS realizes that there's a package that has gone missing from their warehouse. And this package contained a lower receiver that went to some guy who won a contest. If you don't know what a lower receiver is, I think I pulled something up here. Let's see if you can see this. Yeah, this right here is a lower receiver. What a lower receiver is, it's part of a rifle that includes the fire control group, the magazine well, and the pistol grip. So this is the piece that went missing from GBRS Group, and GBRS Group suspects and claims that James Humphrey is the guy who stole it from GBRS Group. And then they got the cops involved. But stay tuned, because I'll read the letter where GBS Group claims here's why they got the cops involved. So we're going to look at some of this, and we're also going to try to remember to look at the timestamps in the corner from the body cam, because I think it's really important how this sequence of events unfolds. This right here is one of the managers at GBRS Group. I don't know what his name is. The names of the people who own GBRS Group is DJ Shipley and a guy named Cole. I don't know what Cole's last name is. We'll go over their social media presence here in a second, but I just want to try to turn over every stone that we can to try to unearth the truth and find out what's going on. But let's take a look at this first segment right here. This is where the manager comes out to tell the Virginia Police Department that they suspect that James Humphrey stole this package containing this lower receiver, this lower part of this AR-15. The timestamp right here is 11:38. We're going to go into some more detail, but this is kind of an appetizer.
Saw him leave with the box. Saw him come back without the box.
He didn't send it?
No, it's still outstanding. Like the shipment still hasn't been scanned in.
This is the actual arrest of James Humphrey, and we're gonna do some backfilling here. We're gonna ask a whole bunch of questions and hopefully get down to some answers.
What's that?
Takes James Humphrey completely off guard. He thought they were there to buy some belts from the company, but they were actually there to get him.
What?
We'll explain everything in a second.
Oh, y'all are really fucking serious.
I'm gonna walk back in there and say hi to my boy real quick, and I'll meet you guys there. Just get him in there. If you're sitting for a little bit, that's good. Okay? It's not gonna be too long. I'll say hi.
So like 45 minutes from now.
Yeah.
This guy right here, this officer right here, this is Dominic Reyes. He's going to be a key player in this whole thing.
So like 45 minutes from now.
Yeah. So 10 minutes after you guys left, this showed up.
Can we open it and confirm it's in there? I know, but like...
Nope. But saw him leave with the box. Saw him come back without the box.
He didn't send it?
No, it's still outstanding. Like the shipment still hasn't been scanned in.
All right, let me show you something before we start this. This is at 11:39 a.m. that the cops show up. But let me show you this right here. There's a video that I haven't seen play, and I got this on James Humphrey's YouTube channel. This is 11:47. Okay, so at 11:39, let me go back to this right here. I don't want to get confusing here. So at 11:39, this manager comes out and tells the cops, "Hey, I need to report this to you. We got a problem. We got a lower receiver that was sent in taken out of our facility by one of our employees, and he didn't bring it back, and we suspect that he's the criminal." But at 11:47, which is 8 minutes later, DJ Shipley and this Cole guy come out. But I want to show you what their mentality is. If you can see this. Yeah, hopefully you can see this. Listen, watch what their mentality is. They do it with their body language, and it couldn't be louder, in my opinion, what their viewpoint of the cops are. Watch this.
I'm a complete shot in the dark. Was there any way that he would have delivered it?
I'm going to try to pause it. Okay, did you see this? DJ Shipley, let me see. This guy right here, this is DJ Shipley. I think this is the Cole guy, and this is the manager that we just saw 8 minutes prior. But DJ Shipley puts his hands together like this and bows to the thin blue line. And watch how he greets these people. Apparently, Dominic Reyes is, these are his buds. So let's watch this.
What's up, guys? Reyes.
Oh, he loves
Radio. Nice to meet you.
Loves the thin blue line.
So, doing okay?
All right, so just for reference, this is DJ Shipley. This right here is a guy named Cole. So just wanted to get that out of the way real quick, and then we're going to continue on with this. 8 minutes prior at 11:39. Listen to what the manager says.
So he had no idea where it is. Just he left with it, came back without it.
Correct.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear somebody saying Steve Ladner says that the volume is low on his end? Let's see. I've got the volume all the way turned up on this. So hopefully you can hear it. If you can't hear it, I'll try to fill in some of the words, because some of it is kind of hard. Apparently this business is near an airport. When a jet goes over, it gets super loud.
You know, if you just took it through a dumpster, maybe you shipped it somewhere else. We really have no idea. Like,
So it's just a BCM lower?
Just a BCM lower.
And what's his description? He said taller, black male.
6'2", black male, probably 230 pounds.
Okay.
We'll talk for a second, then we'll be in there.
So the owners want to address this with him first. Is there anything we do to slow roll this, or?
The owners wanted to address this with him first. It sounds like nobody's addressed this with him at all. We'll find out later, according to James's own words and GBRS, that 2 weeks prior to this encounter with the cops, that's when this whole thing happened. That's when the box made its way out of GBRS facility. But now, and they sat down with James and one of his coworkers and just asked about the whereabouts of this box. So listen to the words very carefully. This is very interesting, because the law enforcement officials on the scene here are gathering data so that they can make an intelligent, informed, and just decision. You tell me if you think they did that.
Okay. So what we would do, let me game plan with him, because I want to make sure he's online with everything. But just chill right here. We're gonna talk for a second,
Okay.
and then
I don't want to put the owners in a pickle, right?
yeah. So just give a second.
I don't want to put the owners in a pickle.
So he took off with it and he returned without it.
Mm-hmm.
But the
They
owners
have
wanted
video.
Okay, they have video of it. Okay.
They don't know if they want to press charges yet. But
Now, as far as the officers know, there's only a claim that they have it on video that James took the box out of the facility. It's just, so far, it's just hearsay.
But what kind of charge is this?
This would be a grand larceny.
Uh-huh.
So it's felony.
Grand larceny with a firearm, which would be a felony, and if it stuck, it would be a minimum of a $2,500 fine, not counting legal fees, and a potential 20 years in prison. They're talking about grand larceny of a firearm, and the business owners haven't even talked to James, and the cops are on the scene, ready to take him away on hearsay. Yeah, they say they have video evidence of the box leaving the facility, but the cops don't know this to be true.
So the one press charges.
Also, it's a felony because it's a firearm?
Yeah, firearm, correct. And then I read on the case codes, people can still carry in them.
Yeah, they can still carry in here. So,
I mean, if they want to confront them, obviously we'd probably be there first for it's in concealed carry.
are DJ and Cole upstairs right now? Best case scenario, if someone made him do it. Worst case scenario, if he was involved with some kind.
All right, so here's DJ and Cole. This is at 11:53. The initial contact with the manager, with the police, was 11:38 or 11:39. Now we're at 11:53, and I'm going to tell you in a second why it's very important to pay attention to these timestamps. We're talking about a guy's life hanging in the balance. Now we're talking to the manager. And we're talking to, where'd it go? Oh, where is it? There it is. The cops are talking to, let me get it. Talking to the manager right here. Talking to DJ Shipley, and we're talking to this guy named Cole. These are the two owners who have yet to talk to James, who is now, they're basically conspiring. It appears to me. They're conspiring against James's rights and his life, in my opinion.
Best case scenario, if someone made him do it. Worst case scenario, if he was involved with some kind of scam. So, yeah.
What?
We're going to have next, like I said, we're going to go in there, detain him, and interview him. All right?
Where do you interview him at?
We can interview him here. If you want to go use the bureau, we can.
Yeah, cool. Oh, excited. Yeah, we use the bureau, especially if he's...
Well, not use the detectives in the bureau. We're going to go to
the bureau.
No,
I meant, put him in the room. Especially if it turned out
he
is, someone made him do it if he's full on trafficking.
Now, before we move on, I think it's important to state, and this video was cut and edited, but I saw the original video. I should have included that in it. But DJ Shipley actually makes the comment to the Virginia Beach Police Department, specifically Dominic Reyes right here. We don't want to jam this guy up. Quote, we don't want to jam this guy up. In other words, we don't want to jam James Humphrey up. Well, it's too late. You're already conspiring to jam him up. The cops are on the scene talking about how they're going to arrest him. In one part of the video, they were talking about, hey, we need to arrest him, but we need to be careful because pretty much everybody in this facility conceal carries. So, we don't want this guy going berserk on us. So they were already expressing fear.
It's gonna put him in a different mindset too. He'll probably be a little...
All right, now note the time. So the manager comes out at 11:39. DJ Shipley and Cole are talking to him at 11:53 to 11:54. At 11:56, they're going in to make the arrest. You know what this means? This means the cops had no time to review the camera footage that GBRS says existed, proving that James Humphrey took the package out of the facility and then returned without the package. The cops are operating 100% on hearsay. If I was a cop before I did this, if I was a cop, I'd be like, I wouldn't be a cop anymore. But if I was a cop and I wanted to make sure that I cross my T's and dot my I's just for the sake of, survival mode, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want this to come back on me. I would say, okay, let me see the video. And then once I watch the video, I would have to have them prove to me that this box was the actual box they're talking about. And this box actually had a lower receiver in it. They didn't do any of that. That's basic. People are constantly, stand back, you're obstructing my investigation. There is no investigation going on here. I don't know why. Is it because they know DJ Shipley and Cole and they're good buddies with people in GBRS? It kind of, from the way they're talking and the way they're interacting, it kind of looks like they are. But this is 100% an arrest which they suggest is not an arrest, and we'll get to that in a second. But this was 100% an arrest of a man based 100% on hearsay. So you can lose your freedoms in America, or at least in Virginia Beach, from the perspective of the Virginia Beach Police Department, solely on hearsay. That's egregious. 11:56 here. Look at this. The framing of a fellow American on hearsay. Now it's 11:57.
Yes. Reyes.
Look at this. He has no idea what's about to happen. For what? Because we heard that you might have taken a package and there might be video evidence, and our buddies told us, and you're going to be arrested. What the frick? Living in America. This is ridiculous.
What?
We'll explain everything in a second.
Oh, y'all are really fucking serious.
You got your idea on
Yeah. Arson, this is crazy, bro. I feel like a fucking great. See, I think I took that shit. That's the one thing that was
You haven't said anything about anything, dude.
it's all in makes sense, brother.
Let's get out.
Huh?
Gonna take him out the front door of his work, humiliate this man, all on hearsay.
Where's your car, bud?
It's all the way in the back.
Get the car. You carrying your clock now?
Stay tuned. We're gonna get to GBRS's statement here in a minute.
Find it.
In essence, this guy was he ends up being terminated. He's terminated for being falsely accused of stealing. What the heck? We're going to backfill this store here in a second.
You work in GBRS, so you gotta have one.
Yeah, exactly. Midas Robbins says state-sponsored kidnapping. That's what you're seeing here.
Anything else on the video?
Disarming him, taking his firearms.
What are we doing with that?
I was gonna keep loading right now.
It's 11:59 a.m. Right before noon.
Nah, just small.
What kind of vape is it?
You have everything? Yeah.
Start with once.
Grab two.
They put his guns in bags.
Yeah, that's the.
All right, listen to this.
Walk back in there and say hi to my boy real quick.
Note the time. It's 12:04. They've already got James Humphrey in shackles, based solely on hearsay. No frickin' reason at all. No investigation done. No serious investigation at all. And now Reyes is going to go in and talk to one of his boys.
I'm gonna walk back in there and say hi to my boy real quick, and I'll meet you guys there. Just get him in there. If you're sitting for a little bit, that's good. Okay? It's not gonna be too long. Just say hi.
So like 45 minutes from now.
When you usually interview, do you just keep him cuffed in the back the whole time? When you usually interview?
No. Ask him if he wants some water. Alright? Ask him if he wants some chips.
You cuff him to the front, or you just let him?
No, so the detectives will guide you through it.
Okay.
Okay. What you're gonna.
All right, so just to show you what they had him, what they put this guy through, ankle shackles. So his wrists are torture cuffed behind his back, and he's got ankle shackles
Hold
on.
on to him, please.
But they somehow suggest that he wasn't under arrest. If
What's
you were under
lab
arrest,
apparel? You still do it?
Nah, I haven't done it in a while.
Okay. All right, man. What was that? I gave it to you.
now it's 15:27. That's 3:27. So from say 12 o'clock until 3:30 for 3.5 hours, he was in custody. Let me pause right here. We're going to get back to this, but I want to show you in James' own words what he says happened. This is James Humphrey talking about this after the fact.
So a package had went out 2 weeks go by, no tracking is on the package, so it's missing. They asked.
Hold on, let me see if I can do something about this volume here. That's pretty low. It's important that you hear what he says, because time frame is important on this. The time frame that the cops didn't think was worth investigating. So let's hear what he says about this. Let me go back.
2 weeks go by, no tracking is on the package, so it's missing. They asked about it. I'm like, I really don't know. Check the cameras. It's 2 weeks ago. I deal with hundreds of packages a day. I'm a shipping manager.
Okay, so the date that they arrested him was December 4th. According to James, this package went out 2 weeks prior, and it lines up because GBRS says the same thing. So 2 weeks prior to the Virginia Police Department showing up on scene and arresting James Humphrey on 100% hearsay, the package went out. He's going to tell you what he thinks happened, and GBRS is going to basically amen that, because we're going to read what their statement was. But listen to this. We're talking about an event that happened 2 weeks prior, and then 2 weeks prior to December 4th. And then on December 4th, he gets arrested. 10 minutes after he leaves to, be taken to jail in shackles, the package that was sent 2 weeks ago mysteriously arrives that day. You've got to be kidding me. There's so many questions.
They asked about it. I'm like, I really don't know. Check the cameras.
So there you go. They asked him about it, and GBRS will say, yeah, we asked them about it. We asked 2 employees about it.
That was 2 weeks ago. I deal with hundreds of packages a day. I'm a shipping manager. Package didn't have no tracking. They asked me and another associate about it. I'm just telling them check the cameras. I can't remember. So they had checked the cameras over the weekend, and it's me walking out with the box, leaving for like 6 minutes, then coming back.
But here's my question about, let's say there was that, okay? Let's say they did have video evidence of him walking out with the box. How do they know it was that box? I want to see the video. Were they able to zoom in on the box and find out what the tracking number was so that they could verify that that is indeed the box that we're talking about with the missing lower receiver?
Without the box. In my map, I dropped it off somewhere.
Sorry, I keep interrupting. Let me just play what he said.
So they had checked the cameras over the weekend, and it's me walking out with the box, leaving for like 6 minutes, then coming back without the box. In my map, I dropped it off somewhere, FedEx or UPS. After the weekend, Monday come, that's the video that y'all see. I thought they was coming to buy some belts. Whole time they coming to get me. They arrested me, charged me, had some things I ain't know that was, what it was on me. Took me downtown,
He's talking about the CBD pen, and we'll get back to that in a second, because that's another piece of evidence that will tell you everything you need to know about the heart of a law enforcer who's trying to get something on somebody so that he can put them away.
To the interrogation room, trying to explain to him my job. I take packages out the front door all the time, just going to FedEx. I guess they didn't believe that, because at the end they was charging me that. I left from there, went to the jail, went to go see the magistrate. During that time,
Okay, so it went to the jail. They took him before the magistrate. By the way, appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget to hit the like button. We got to share this video because truth matters.
Like the cop, his phone had like 1% battery on it, and out of nowhere he receives a phone call. He was like, "What? The package came back?" And then he ran to the magistrate. He was like, "Yeah, drop the larceny charge, drop the larceny charge. The package came back." And I'm like, "What?" Like, okay, God is working. So then he was still pushing for the that pen. Man, yeah, I also concealed carry. It wasn't tested or anything like that. He didn't know anything about it.
He's talking about the contents of the pen wasn't tested.
Kept trying to Google it, but
the CBD pen.
Google could tell you anything. The CBD pen. It's crazy. So I was told to go sit back down real quick for like 10 minutes. When I come back to the magistrate, she tell me like, "Yeah, I'm not charging you for the larceny or the guns and narcotics charge." So I was like, "Dang," I was like, "For real?" And then the cop took me back to work, got my stuff, left. And 2 days later, I was terminated. So I tried to get.
So they still terminated him. Let me just ask you guys in the room, because as a former business owner, I've owned a couple businesses in my life. I'm trying to put myself in the position of, okay, let's just suppose that the GBRS employees and the owners actually were convinced that James Humphrey stole that lower receiver, that package. Okay. They were convinced. They have the video in their minds. They have the video evidence that he did it. And then they charge him with a crime, call in the police, which they say they're required to do because they're an FFL. And come to find out he's innocent. Would you, as a business owner, continue with the termination of this employee? Or would you apologize and go, "Dude, I'm sorry"? Would it just make it too awkward? It's like, "Yeah, we called the cops on you. We said that you stole something. It turned out you didn't end up stealing it. You just kind of made a mistake. Sorry, if you're willing to work here, we'd like to have you." Or was the mistake too egregious for you as an employer to keep him on? That's just a question that rattles around in my head. What would you do? Would you continue with the termination, or would you accept him back as an employee?
The lawyer got to run around from everybody, even paid for consultations, and they like, "Nah, you can't do nothing." I was like, "Shit. Well, all right, bet." It's crazy. That's why I'm here. Y'all help me out. Find me a lawyer. So what I believe what happened was,
here we
where
go.
that box was placed initially was in our FedEx spot. So when I was seen on video walking out with the box, I just grabbed the box, didn't look at the label, took it to the car, went to FedEx, dropped it off. I think I just dropped it off behind the counter. I didn't get a receipt for it. And if I would have got a receipt, I probably would have noticed it was a UPS label. But dropped it off, walked out. FedEx realized it's a UPS package, so FedEx gave it to UPS. And then UPS dropped it back off as I'm, about to get processed in.
Okay, so just to make this clear, and that's the end of this video right here, and then we're going to go back to this where they're bringing him back. But according to James, he grabbed the box, didn't look at the label, assumed it went to FedEx, dropped it off at FedEx, but it really had a UPS label. But that's another question that I have, and we're going to, as we progress in this, there's just a couple more questions. So this happened 2 weeks prior. How does FedEx keep a box that's not supposed to be scanned by them laying around at their facility for 2 weeks? Does anybody here work for any kind of shipping company, FedEx, UPS, it doesn't matter? Would there actually be a box sitting behind or UPS? USPS, the U.S. Postal Service. Would there be a box sitting behind your counter for that long and it not move, or somebody not realize, "Oh, this doesn't belong to us. This goes to another facility in a competing company"? When FedEx gives the box to UPS, because that's what ended up happening, according to the story, is that FedEx found out that this box has a UPS shipping label on it. They gave the box to UPS. Why didn't UPS send the package to its original destination, to the guy who won this prize from this company? Why did UPS return the box back to GBRS and not just scan it and go, "Oh, this goes to this guy over here"? Why did they return the box to GBRS? And how did they know that James had that particular box in his hand when they looked at the videotape? Was the resolution that high where they could see the shipping label and the tracking number and everything from the video cameras? And why didn't the cop look? We'll watch the cop intercept this box, and we're going to see that he doesn't even attempt to look at the shipping label.
Saved by the freaking mailman.
Hell yeah, appreciate you, sir.
Now listen closely to this, and don't be disarmed by James Humphrey's cool, calm, collected, just even keel, good attitude, all around good attitude, because an injustice is continuing to happen right here. Listen to what the cop says to him.
Thank you for being cool with me and cooperative with me.
Thank you for being cool and cooperative as we arrest you for no freaking reason, put you in slave shackles, jeopardize your life, and slap you with a grand larceny charge where you could face 20 years in prison. Thanks for being cool with me as I pounded some serious injustice into your life today.
Because like my man, I knew like ain't
Yeah.
shit like
And
it has
that's-
to get worked out.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And like I said, if that happened and you were already in custody, then like you would have just been unarrested. Back out here.
If that happened and you were already in custody, you would have been unarrested. It sounds like he's suggesting that he wasn't arrested. Sounds like he's suggesting he wasn't arrested. And if it's the case that these cops didn't believe that he was arrested, then they actually committed a felony by kidnapping this guy. So which is it? Did you commit felony kidnapping or did you actually arrest him? It can't be, you got to pick one. If you're trying to suggest here that James was in no way arrested after you put the torture cuffs behind his back and he dug him to his wrist and then put the slave shackles around his ankles, if you're going to suggest that that was an arrest, then you have to say that it was felony kidnapping because you took a guy against his will away from his job and locked him up in a cell. In my opinion, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm gonna go in there, talk with them. All right.
Energy drink, C4 on the.
Yeah. He did say unarrested, didn't he?
If that
Listen.
happened and you were already in custody, then like you would have just been unarrested.
You would have just been unarrested. Suggesting you weren't even arrested. Listen.
And like I said, if that happened and you were already in custody, then like you would have just been unarrested. Back out here.
You would have just been unarrested. In other words, we didn't just unarrest you because you weren't arrested in the first place. Wow.
I'm gonna go in there, talk with them. All right.
Energy drink, C4 on the
It's a
right
C4.
door.
What kind? What?
I forgot what I bought it. Is it the red or the artisanal? Yeah, it's in the 7-11 door.
Okay.
Wait till you hear this. This cop is not James Humphrey's friend at all. Now pay attention to this because I missed this the first time. When the cop walks in, there's an employee over here sitting at this desk right here on the other side of this manager's desk. Listen to what the manager tells the employee to do. He's got to leave the room because we got to talk about some private stuff here.
So we got the box. Where's it at?
Taylor, can you give us a break?
I'm sorry.
Can you punch out here for a second? Yeah. Just shut the door.
Okay, so now we're all private like with the cops. The other employee has vacated the room.
Yeah. So 10 minutes after you guys left,
10 minutes.
this showed up.
Can we open it and confirm it's in there?
See, there's the shipping label right there.
I
Now, what I would have done if I was a cop is I would have looked at that, looked really close at this shipping label right here and verified the date that the shipping label was printed. I want to know what date that shipping label was printed and why the cops didn't even consider that as part of their investigation.
know, but like.
Nope. As soon as Cole brought it in, he opened it.
Oh, you did?
He did. It's in there.
I'm really happy that this happened. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too, but we're still going to terminate him. Now listen to what the cop says.
I don't know what y'all's policy on like THC is here and stuff. He had a weed pen on him.
Okay.
I was initially charging him with that, but they didn't grant it for me.
What business is it of that cop to inform this guy's employer that he's got a weed pen? And apparently it was a CBD pen, not a THC pen, so there's no psychotropic effects from CBD. But regardless, it is not the cop's business to stick his nose into James Humphrey's business and tell his employer, hey, I don't know what your policies are, because if there's a policy against it, maybe you can fire him for that. Because I tried to bring him up on charges on that, but it wouldn't stick. They wouldn't take it. We're going to listen to this again. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Cops are not your friends. Reyes was being super cool to James Humphrey's face, but when he turns his back on him, the knife goes in. And nothing is more infuriating to me and to most people than betrayal. Listen to this again. Listen to this cowardly, spineless, conniving little person trying to conspire against James Humphrey's life. This is the livelihood of a man's life hanging in the balance. Listen to this.
I don't know what y'all's policy on like THC is here and stuff. He had a weed pen on him.
Okay.
I was initially charging him with that, but they didn't grant it for me.
This is the guy. This is the teacher's pet guy that nobody liked in school. Teacher, he stuck gum under his desk. Teacher, he pulled her hair. Teacher, he threw a paper airplane. I don't know what your policy is, but he had a weed pen. He had a weed pen, and if it's against your policy, let's get him fired, because I try to get him in jail for it. Maybe we can hamstring him some way. What a little snot. What a little snot, man. Hit the like button if you like this video and share it. Let's keep going.
Wonderful. Correct cereal, everything? Okay. Can you show me to his office? He wants me to get his car keys.
All the stuff's right there.
Look, they already have his stuff in a box. They already knew they were going to fire him. No, oops. Hey, we got the package. Oh man, he just made a mistake. Let's retain him as an employee. Let's get all of his stuff in a box and show him the door. You've got to be kidding me. I want to ask James, how long have you been working here? Are you just a new employee, or what's going on here? Were you under the probationary 90-day, customary period?
His car keys are right there.
He has a C4 energy drink in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I ran out. Yo, James, I got your stuff right here. Can you pop your trunk real quick?
Yeah, I was going to ask, could you get a laptop bag from out of my office?
No, James, don't pop your trunk. He's looking for another. This is a guy who tried to do you in for a vape pen, a weed pen. This is a guy who tried to do you in after doing no investigation. He tried to get you in trouble with the magistrate because of the weed pen. He tried to get you in trouble with your employer because of the weed pen. He's not your friend. Don't open your trunk, James, because he's going to look for something else that you might have. You have anything in your trunk that I need to know about? Anything that might be illegal? Anything that might poke me, stick me, prod me, hurt me? You little punk! You punk of a man! What is going on here?
Inside, it's in the office.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just throw this in here for now. Okay.
That's fine.
Everything's in there, even the pen. Okay. That's all there. Okay. So you have all your things. You want me to get a laptop bag for you?
Yeah.
So what I was on the phone doing was I went ahead and let my supervisor know what was going on.
I can
all right.
grab the bag. What is it?
It's a laptop bag.
Gray bag.
Gray.
LBT look like a
Is it
handgun bag.
yours?
Yeah. It should be on a black rack. It may be on the top shelf. Okay. Yeah.
Stay tuned, guys. There's way more that this cop does. There's way more that goes beyond being unprofessional. It goes to being a cruddy, garbage pail human being.
So I filled him in on everything, right?
Oh, your supervisor.
My supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because, dude, I had to take you all around the goddamn city, and now we're back here. So I went ahead and did that for you, so he's aware of what's going on.
I did you a solid. This cop's going to sit there with a straight face in front of James, who he just shackled, who he just tried to railroad at least 2 or 3 times with no freaking evidence. And I did you a solid. I'm your buddy. I'm in your corner. You can trust me. I'm your friend. Reyes. Hey, Officer Reyes, Dominic Reyes. I don't see any evidence that there's a soul there behind those eyes. I don't see it.
I'm going to put my name on this business card, and I'm also going to put his name. If you got any questions, please feel free to call him, man.
Will do.
Like,
I don't have any questions.
Oh, we'll talk about what shop this is in a second, Dwayne. Just hang on. We're going to go over to GBRS's statement, and we're gonna scrutinize that bad boy.
Understand, like, y'all did y'all job, y'all saw what y'all saw, proper calls, all right?
Yeah.
So we make mistakes, right?
We make mistakes. Say it's just a mistake. No, it's not. No. You went out of your way to conspire to ruin my life. This is beyond a mistake here. Make no mistake. It's not a mistake. So let me show you this. Let me show you the message that was sent by, or this is the statement from GBRS. See if I can get the whole thing in frame for you. I want to make sure it's big enough so that you can see the whole thing. Statement: GBRS Group terminated an employee last December. This past week, 2 months later, their unemployment claim was contested as they were not laid off. Yeah, because they were terminated. For what? Oh, because you falsely accused him of stealing a package that wasn't actually stolen. Did he make a mistake? Okay, I think even James will admit, yeah, I made a mistake. I got the wrong box, and that lower receiver could have ended up in the hands of somebody who might have done something bad. I get that. I see that side of it. So James admits that this is what happened, and I guess the company would be within their right to go, hey, that's a mistake that we just can't make, and we just can't have you on as an employee. I can see an employer saying that, in all fairness. But they almost ruined his life in a conspiratory way. This prompted an internet campaign by the former employee that falsely labeled the basis for termination was racially motivated, or that there were false accusations made to the police by white employees. We are one unit that works together. In fact, the employee's supervisor is a person of color, as well as the employer's replacement. So the employee's replacement. So apparently James Humphrey's supervisor is a black guy, and the guy they replaced James Humphrey with is a black guy. So they're trying to prove that they're not racist, and they may not be. When I see these kind of things and I see people yell racism, I'm like, you know what? You're really shooting yourself in the foot, because the overarching theme here is not that there's racism, but that there's authoritarianism at work. And authoritarianism ruins way more lives than racism could ever think about ruining, in my opinion. It is unfortunate that GBRS Group even has to issue a statement like this, as the basis for the termination had nothing to do with anything other than clear breaches of company policy dealing with the shipping of firearms. And I get that. I get that. Here are the facts the company believes to be accurate based upon the information it has uncovered. Number one, the employee delivered a customer's purchase to a Federal Express store with a UPS label based upon the video surveillance. Number two, the employee initially denied delivering it at all. Number three, I don't know if that's true or not. The first one, James attests to, and GBRS basically amends that, or puts a stamp of approval on James' admission that, yeah, I delivered the wrong package to the wrong store. Number three, the UPS driver arrived to pick up packages the same day the employee drove what looked like a UPS labeled package to a FedEx store. When it was determined that a firearm was missing, federal law requires the filing of a police report. One was made. I get that. There's some stringent regulations that you have to adhere to when you're an FFL. Unfortunately, that's it. Basically, you make yourself a slave to the federal government by getting that license. The employee had no explanation as to why he removed the firearm from the office for drop off instead of having the UPS driver pick up the package from the company's warehouse. That was a question I had in my mind, and I would like to ask James Humphrey that. Why did you take the package out when there's already a package pickup, and why that specific package? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. In fact, the UPS driver showed up within a short while after the employee left and returned from dropping off the alleged package at FedEx. He also had no explanation as to why he tendered a UPS labeled package at FedEx instead of UPS. He finally had no explanation as to how the driver for UPS suddenly had back in his possession the missing firearm that was tendered at FedEx weeks earlier, and how or why he was contacted to retrieve it and return it the same day the employee was detained by the investigating officers. How would he know that? How would James know? How would he have any explanation for that? That sounds like it'd be between FedEx and UPS and that specific UPS driver. That's just kind of that's a strange sentence right there. He finally had no explanation as how the driver for UPS suddenly had back in his possession the missing firearm that was tendered at FedEx weeks earlier. How would he have maybe I'm missing something there. How would he have an explanation for that UPS driver? When the package was delivered back to the company immediately contacted the police department, who decided to cancel the detention pending further investigation. He canceled the detention. Look, they're not even calling it. GBRS is not even honest here. They're not even calling it an arrest. And in this entire summary letter, they don't even say, yeah, we terminated this. Oh, maybe they did. They said they terminated based on breach of policy. The company is still investigating the negligent release of its firearm. The company also reached out to the former employee to attempt to resolve this matter and obtain further information. The former employee, that's James Humphrey, has not returned any calls nor responded to inquiries by the company. The company vehemently denies any contention that there is a racial component to any of the above and will vigorously enforce all of its contractual rights under its employment agreements and defamation laws. The company has not now nor ever will engage in discrimination of any kind. It is a meritless and hurtful suggestion by anyone, especially people who have no personal knowledge of the actual facts of the people who work at GBRS. If any one of our customers needs further information or is concerned about, you can reach out to us. We'll update all of you after our investigation is completed. As you can imagine, GBRS is getting pummeled by people who aren't too happy with what they did to James Humphrey. And I'll show you this right here. This is the private Instagram post or the Instagram page of DJ Shipley. Let me expand this out a little bit. Oh, you can see it. You can see it. This is the Instagram page for GBRS Group. And if you click on some of these videos, you can see there, will you be making a statement about the false arrest that you requested and conspired with the Virginia Police Department? There's no answer there. I'm sure that it says, wait, you guys fired the dude and effed him over? No honor at all. Getting a black man unlawfully arrested, legs shackled, and unemployed during Black History Month is wild, this guy says. Let's go ahead and finish with this video. There's only a couple more minutes left. Maybe like 2 minutes left. Let me see if I can. Here we go.
So we make mistakes, right? We can
I
admit
didn't
when
make
we're
any
wrong.
mistakes.
No, I'm saying us.
Yeah, I didn't make any mistakes.
James Humphrey is insisting here, you didn't make any mistakes. James, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. They detained you, arrested you, shackled you, caged you, and drugged you against your will to the magistrate based on hearsay. That's what I'm seeing. You didn't do your jobs, Virginia Beach Police Department.
I mean, other than which I couldn't do that. You got to go off the evidence, not me, my personal statement.
Yeah, like
Things happen. Everybody's human.
yeah. I'm really glad that they did bring it back though, because
Yeah, real shit.
Things happen, and man, when you got the ring of power like me and my thin blue line buddies, they happen more often than you can possibly imagine. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get 500 likes in here.
If they did, I'd have been
Yeah.
somewhere else right now.
So I'm Officer Reyes. That's Sergeant Caraballo.
Okay.
Right here is the report number, and that's the phone number for the precinct if you want to speak to any of us, okay?
Word.
If you have any questions, feel free to call him.
Yeah, I ain't got no questions. Y'all ain't do nothing.
Have any questions, feel free to call him, because just a couple minutes ago, you weren't free to do nothing, boy.
I ain't no questions for y'all at all.
Yeah, it's just going to be real awkward now.
Yeah, it's super awkward. I don't even know.
I like what spiritual logic just said in the room. Being nice to evil allows evil to prosper. Now, I understand this guy probably just has a temperament where he's nice, but he's letting them run. Oh, here, I'll open my trunk. Oh, don't worry, you guys didn't do anything wrong. Come on, you know they did. You know they did. You know it seems like the company did wrong. Okay, guys, I can understand GBRS. Okay, just trying to look at it from a business perspective. I can understand them freaking out about a missing lower receiver and how that would look and what the public would think of them if they didn't have a tightly running ship here and they let a lower receiver get out and then come to find out that serialized lower receiver was used in the commission of a crime. You know, maybe a post office got shot up or a school or whatever. I could totally see them freaking out about that. I get that. And I get why they would go, we don't need an employee like you. Although, why not just initiate the steps of discipline, the steps of employee discipline? Okay, James, you did this. Unless he's a bad employee and they were looking for a reason to get rid of him. All right, James, you did this. You can never do this again. I'm writing you up. If you do this again, you're fired. Why not go that route? I don't understand that. I think that's what I would have done. I think so. But yeah, I agree. Being nice to evil only allows more evil. Take a stand. Know your rights. Flex your rights. Exercise your rights. If you don't exercise your rights, there are people out there right now conspiring to take our rights and our lives away, and they just so happen to wear costumes and drive around in clown cars.
Appreciate you being understanding.
Yeah, thanks for being cool, dude.
Yeah, I'm cool because, my mind ain't do shit. Like, if I did some shit, I'd probably be there crying and some more shit. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
You have a better day, okay?
I'm going to try my best. All right.
All right, Jonathan. So, it's a report number right there, okay? Because I'm going to document the heck out of it.
Okay.
So it doesn't fall back on you guys, okay?
Roger that.
I'm going to document the heck out of it so it doesn't fall back on you. What is the it you're talking about, Reyes? What is the it you don't want to fall back on GBRS? And why are you out there protecting GBRS? I'm going to document the heck out of it to give you some kind of a immunity from any kind of liability, pals, my good buds. What the heck is this all about? Let's listen to this again. I'm going to document the heck out of it.
It's a report number right there, okay? Because I'm going to document the heck out of it.
Okay.
So it doesn't fall back on you guys, okay?
Roger that.
Document the heck out of it. Document the heck out of it so it doesn't fall back on you guys. What a bunch of losers. Let me see if there's any tabs that we need to be looking at here. So this is GBRS group. I'll leave the link. Oh, there's also a fundraiser. I got mixed feelings about this, man. I got mixed feelings about this. This is James Humphrey's fundraiser. Let me refresh this. It's up to 61,314. Let me refresh it. So people are still giving him money. He says, I'm reaching out to you in a time of need, grappling with an injustice that is left. He didn't act like it was an injustice at that time. He literally said, you guys, twice, he said twice, you cops didn't do anything wrong. You were just doing your jobs. Yeah, well, your job is to investigate, coppers. Look, this is the Virginia Police Department. Matter of fact, Virginia Beach Police Department, I'm going to drop this in the chat room. Here you go. There's the link to the Virginia Beach Police Department Facebook page. And as you can imagine, they are getting pummeled and pounded by comments like, let's look at some of these. Let's see. Oh, unless they erased it. Let's see. Let's look at some of these. This is just a random post update. This missing person has been found safe. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they're taking comments off. They're taking comments off. Let me just verify something here. Maybe they're not. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just didn't push all comments, so apologize about that. What about the missing accountability of your PD where an officer made claims of doctoring the hell out of a report on a black man that was innocently arrested and subsequently fired? Have you found that yet? Hold Officer Reyes accountable, frickin' men. What's the update on your corrupted police officers, especially Reyes? What's the update with your corrupted police officers? Why are your police officers arresting a man that works in the shipping department of GBRS group for theft when there was no evidence he ever did it? And there was no evidence. I mean, any quote evidence that there would have been would be circumstantial, and it would be based on a video of him taking a box out and taking the word of the person who's reviewing that video to say, yeah, that's the box right there. And yet the cops didn't even go to that step to look at the video. Dumb. And arrested him anyway. You wonder why there's such a disconnect between civilians and police. Well, this is a prime example. The cops arrested him, take him to jail, and then the package shows up in the mail 10 minutes later. So basically they arrested him with no proof. He stole the package. Is it because he's black? This is just ridiculous. You shackled his legs. What the F is wrong with you guys? Great. Now can you focus on Dominic Reyes? What does this say? Let's see what else we got here. I will put the apparently the Virginia Beach Police Department actually wrote a statement back to the Atlanta Black Star that did a story on Humphrey here, and what they said was, can you see this? They said, we have opened an internal investigation into the incident to assess the actions of the responding officers in compliance with our policies and procedures. Once completed, any sustained violations will result in the appropriate disciplinary and or corrective action. In other words, we're going to investigate ourselves and find out if we've done anything wrong. And if we have done anything wrong, then we will get back with you. This is James Humphrey's TikTok page. He also has a YouTube channel. This is this Shipley guy. He's like a beast. I don't know if he's on steroids or what. Let's see. I would not doubt it. I mean, he looks like a competitive bodybuilder. But, you know, it's pretty typical for these people to take tren or growth hormone or other chemicals. Pretty interesting what they did to this guy. I will leave the all these links will be in the description for you. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me take a look at comments real quick. We've investigated ourselves and declared us to be the heroes, says the Citizens Broadcasting Cooperative. Kat says, seems like these ITs are training us to behave like good slaves. Jersey Bob says the problem with suing them is that the bar GETW 1/3 of the... I don't understand that. Amanda said, I had a cleaning company conspire once to have me fired by destroying their own equipment and blaming me, knowing the whole time that I didn't do what they were saying I did. I was so disgusted by them. That's ridiculous. If anything, the cop proved himself to be against the people when he mentioned it. Remember when he mentioned the pipe to his boss? Yeah. The vape pen. I agree. Yeah. The takeaway from this is don't ever let your guard down around the cops. They are not there for your benefit. They're there for their benefit, and their primary duty, their primary goal when they clock in is to get home safe, no matter what they have to do to make that materialize in their lives. Thanks for hitting the like. Thanks for subscribing. Please share this video. Make this go viral, because it sure does look like a grave injustice was done to this guy. Perhaps on the part of GBRS group, and definitely on the part of the Virginia Beach Police Department that shackled this guy on just hearsay. That's all it was. in my opinion. If you disagree, leave your thoughts. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. I've got a new design coming in the store. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will post it on my community page. If you want to support the channel further, grab a shirt, become a channel member. But more importantly, you know the drill. Freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having freedom. And I truly believe that in America, we are living in the illusion of freedom, because any freedom that you think you have is strictly illusory, as long as you have the thin blue line gang roaming around taking away people's freedoms arbitrarily. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored